Hey there. Welcome to another episode of the Super Review Show's Mixed Bag coming to you live once again from two different caves tonight. As always, I am joined by my incredible friend and co-host, Bill Murphy. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, bud?
It's good to see you. There's just a friendly reminder, everyone. Yes, the Super Bowl is coming up, but we the best
We
podcast.
the best podcast. They have the big game, but do they have the best podcast?
No, we have the best
Does
podcast.
CBS have the best podcast?
Do they though? That's a good question. We'll have to see.
Yeah. So
No, but
just the two of us this evening.
just Justin is off. Allie is busy, and but tonight Bill had a very interesting topic for us. Bill, what is our topic for tonight?
Well, as you know, there's some football game going on this Sunday. I think it's called the
Like
Super Bowl.
it's like a bowl. What is it? It's a Super Bowl. It's got like a soup in it or whatever. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what's going
think
on.
so. It's the Super Bowl. Super
Woo!
Bowl 58. I had to think about what it was for once, which one it was for 1 second.
All good, bud. All
Because
good.
there's so many of them.
I know.
So
And
everybody loves the game.
yep.
Okay, but if you don't like football, there's still some stuff for you. There's the commercials. Who doesn't like the commercials?
Yeah, they're really fun commercials.
And also the halftime show.
Yes, the halftime show is the key one.
Okay, so we're gonna do something interesting for you folks today.
Yes, we are. Bill,
Okay,
take it away.
we are going to rank. I'm going to bring up the tier rank in a second.
Oh boy,
We're
here we
going to
go.
tier rank Super Bowl halftime shows of the 21st century thus far. Before we get down to business, I have to give you a crash course. So get your notebooks out, folks. Class is in session.
Yes, talk to us, Bill.
Okay, Super Bowl halftime shows from 1960, when the first Super Bowl happened in 1966. Up
Yep.
into the 80s, it was mainly just college marching bands.
Okay.
It was mainly just college marching bands. Then started in the late 80s, early 90s, they had companies like Disney do the halftime shows. And spoiler, they weren't that good.
Interesting.
If I really wanted to be mean, I could have made JT and Justin, who was originally supposed to be here, I could have made you watch those, but I decided not to.
We're okay.
But but anyway, in 1993, the NFL finally decided to spend money.
Wow.
And they decided to get the biggest performer at the time, and that was Michael Joseph Jackson.
Yes, MJ.
And it brought in a record number of viewers, which set the record at the time for the biggest television audience. You know what the previous record was?
What was it, Bill?
The previous record holder was when the Beatles played on Ed Sullivan.
Really?
Yes, so Michael Jackson doing the Super Bowl halftime show beat the record of when the Beatles played on Ed Sullivan.
That's crazy.
And that's interesting to bring that up because today's the 60th anniversary of.
Yeah, today we're recording this on February 7th, which in 2024 marks 60 years since the Beatles arrived in the USA.
So, yeah, and then like throughout the 90s, there were good ones. Like I said, there was Michael Jackson. Another good one was Stevie Wonder and Gloria Estefan, Diana Ross. We're sticking from 2000 onward. And here's why. One, if we were to go through every single one, we will be here forever.
Yeah, let's face it.
We will literally be here to the end of time. And I don't think JT wants to listen to 50 different marching bands play the same damn song.
No, I'm okay, Bill. We don't have to do that.
And yeah, and also for 2000, because this is more when we were growing up. So these are the shows we saw
We
growing up.
we
And
remember that, and plus they're more entertaining too than just a marching band.
yeah. And like no disrespect to Michael Jackson, Gloria Estefan, Stevie Wonder, and those, but these were ones that we were around for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So without further ado, here it is, the sacred ranked tier.
Da, 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 do, 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 do,
Now to
do.
it, fear it, respect it.
All
Okay.
right. And how does it
So
go again? We have S to F.
S is superior,
Please.
A is, you have A, S, B, C, D, F.
So for those of you keeping track at home, S is like top
It's A.
tier, best of the best, hands down. And A is very, very, very good. B is pretty good. C is it was good. D
Average.
is it was all right. Maybe it was average. And F was terrible.
Yes. So
Sound
here we
familiar,
go.
everyone?
Are you ready to start this party?
I'm
Here
ready to
we
get
go.
this party started.
Okay. We will begin with Super Bowl 34. Okay, in celebration of the new millennium.
Yeah, new
The
millennium.
the Disney parks were doing a millennium celebration. And they decided that would be the Super Bowl halftime show. We kid you not, that was going to be the Super Bowl halftime show. But there
Wow.
was going to be celebrities, and it was going to feature performances from it featured performances from Christina Aguilera, Enrique
Okay.
Iglesias, Tony Braxton,
Ooh,
and Phil Collins.
not
And
bad.
if you don't know who any of those names are, then you're too young to be watching this.
Yeah, get on it. Let's be real.
So, anyway, the show itself, I've watched it, and here were the production value was very good.
I agree.
The production value was very impressive. It had the staging was very good. The stage was very good. It seemed very, you know, I don't know how to describe it. It seemed it was a
Like
good
made for
staging. It seemed very creative.
it's creative and made for the moment, probably.
Yes. Oh, by the way, it was narrated by Edward James Olmos. I do not know who that is, but he's probably a swell guy. But anyway,
Probably.
um, the show itself, like I said, the set was good, but the actual show, the songs that were sung were mainly songs that were written for the occasion. So they were songs that people did not know.
Yeah,
You watched it.
I
Um,
did. I did actually,
what were
yes.
your thoughts?
Well, to me, there's two different things here. Like there's one side of it says, all right, it's the year 2000, and it's a big deal with the turn of the millennium, and all these different like the songs were not that were like okay at best, I guess you could say.
The only
But
song that people would somewhat recognize, and guess what the key word in that sentence
somewhat.
is Phil Collins when he did the song Two Worlds, which was from Tarzan that came out the year before.
Right, correct.
So that was the only song that people might recognize.
Yeah. Um, hmm.
So, yeah, what else did you think? I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, it's the year 2000. We're all waking up when it's a new world, a new millennium.
We survived Y2K.
We survived Y2K.
If you don't know what that is, you're still too young to be watching this and go look it up.
Yeah, just do your homework and research, kids. I'm gonna say, you know what? Put the 2001 at D.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm going to say, like, good production value,
Yes,
but the show itself is just
kind of forgettable too. I mean, no one really when people think about the year 2000 or half, they don't really think about the halftime show.
no, they think about a bunch of other things. So we are putting the Disney Millennium Celebration in detail.
All right, fair enough. And plus, it was Disney doing it too. It's not like it was like
And but I'll say this.
what?
Disney, their halftime shows were horrible. To be fair, this was the best of them. But if you
Okay.
watch Disney's other halftime shows, that's really not saying much.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Like 5 years, like the thing with the parks thing, 5 years earlier, they did that, except they did it like an Indiana Jones theme thing.
Yeah.
to promote an Indiana Jones stunt show at their parks.
Yeah, but who's gonna like who cares about that when it comes to football? You know what I mean?
I know you would probably get a kick out of it.
I saw the Indiana Jones stunt show when it was at like Disneyland or whatever when I was in Florida. I forget what one it was.
Disney World is Florida, Disneyland's California.
Sorry, Disney World, but we were like the shows one. That's not Epcot. What is that? That's not Magic Kingdom. That's a
I
different
think
one.
so.
Anyway, yeah.
Or Disney
Anyways,
Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios. Thank you.
Okay, which formerly used to be MGM. Now we're moving on to Super Bowl 35. First of all, this was a tough Super Bowl. My beloved New York Giants got destroyed.
Bummer.
So that was
That was rough.
34-7 was the final score.
Yeah. Us
So
giant us Giants fans are really upset about that one
we
still.
don't
But that's
discuss
fine.
that game. But anyway,
We don't.
we're not here to discuss the game. We're here to discuss the halftime show.
And who performed, Bill?
The halftime show was an interesting mix. It was In Sync,
Okay.
Aerosmith,
Ooh.
with special guest Britney Spears,
Wow.
Mary J. Blige, and Nelly.
Wow. You want to talk about at the time a 2001 like lineup of Super Bowl halftime for a Super Bowl halftime show? This is a pretty good contender.
The
And
show,
plus, Aerosmith was just coming off of this hit single, "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing," and was just out too. So they were on top of the world at the time too.
the show started with In Sync doing Bye 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 from their
Yeah.
Nash album, No Strings Attached.
Right.
And then Aerosmith comes on and does I Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Yep.
And then In Sync comes back and does It's Gonna Be Me.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be me. And the end of It's Gonna Be Me, Steven Tyler actually sings that last, It's gonna be me. I'm like,
Even a
well,
song.
that's fun. And
Yeah.
then they come on and do Jaded. And then the grand finale is In Sync and Aerosmith doing Walk This Way with special guests Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly.
Hmm.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say about the show. This show, what I like about this show is that it is the show ties in to, it just ties into everything. And if you're older, you have Aerosmith and Mary J. Blige. If you're younger, you have NSYNC and Britney Spears and Nelly.
Yeah.
So this show knows how to cater to different demographics.
Of different genres too, mind you.
Yes. So I think that's what makes this show good. JT, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm not going to go into my ranking just yet, but I do agree to a lot of the points you were saying. I mean, Aerosmith was on top of the world at this point with I don't want to miss a thing. Jaded was a huge hit single on the Hot 100 in 2001. You're talking about a band from the 70s, guys. Had a huge hit called Jaded in like 2001, 2002 in most markets. Um, and yet it acts like Britney Spears and Nelly just kind of in there to help out, I guess, to help out the people. To help out Aerosmith a little bit, but then again, Aerosmith does not need help. Neither does in the time in sync too. But yeah, I'm gonna say, but I mean, Steven Tyler is still Steven Tyler. I just saw 2 years ago now. I saw Aerosmith at Fenway Park for their 50th anniversary show, and these guys still are and just incredible performers, hands down. Because as I mentioned before, we're in the New York area, and I drove all the way to Boston to see the show, and they were incredible. So, but if I'm going to rank this show, I'm actually going to put this in an A tier show, but that's
Okay.
me.
I was thinking A or B, but I think A is fair
Yeah,
because this was a show, again, it had all different genres.
yeah,
It catered to different demographics.
absolutely.
And I think it did a very good job. So we are putting them in A tier. Oh, wait, nope, nope, not. It was
Like,
not that good.
well, it was good, wasn't that good? But yeah, it definitely
A
is.
tier. So, okay, so that is an A tier. The next one, okay.
Oh, powerful performance.
Yes. First, a little history lesson. The Super Bowl halftime show that year was supposed to be Janet Jackson. Oh, don't worry, we'll talk about her a little later. Don't worry, we'll get to that.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it, we promise. But
Oh yeah.
anyway, then September 11th, 2001, the terrorist attacks. I'm hearing two different stories. One, the one story is the NFL said, Janet, would you mind taking a rain check? We want to go a different direction for the halftime show this year. And the other story was that Janet Jackson voluntarily pulled out because she didn't feel safe. She actually canceled her world tour that year because she didn't feel safe going on a plane, like most people didn't after 9/11.
Yeah.
So the NFL had to scramble for a new halftime show. And an NFL executive went to go see U2 at Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
And this was like one of the few concerts happening in New York after 9/11.
Hmm.
And he was so moved about how he paid about how U2 paid tribute to the victims of the attack.
Yep.
And being so moved, the NFL asked U2 to do the halftime show. And
Yeah.
they did. And JT, what can we say about it?
I mean, can I share my thoughts for a moment?
Absolutely.
Okay. So to back up Bill's story for this, it was 2002 when the halftime show was because it was shortly after the September 11th attacks. And to Bill's point, he actually is correct. That is to my knowledge, that is the correct story about how the NFL was looking for another halftime show. And what Bono and U2 did was for New York City was in one of the concerts shortly after the September 11th attacks was they what if you've seen the YouTube halftime show from 2002, if you have not seen it, watch it. It's actually very moving and powerful. Despite whatever you might think about U2, it's a very powerful performance. Because what Bono and what they did was they put the names of the victims and the pilots and everyone who died on the planes crashing into the Twin Towers, and also the flight going into uh, that was to the Pentagon, and also if I'm not mistaken,
Thanksville,
the the
Pennsylvania.
the, the one that go the one that crashed in Pennsylvania. Yep, they put the names of every single person up on a giant like cloth, and they lit the name. Then they lit the names up of all the victims of the terrorist attacks to the United States that day. And they had, and to Bill's point, the NFL did see that. And one NFL executive said, this might be what might be what the Super Bowl needs now. So they put U2 as a halftime show, and on they played "Beautiful Day," and then they
Yes,
did "Where the Streets Have No Name" with this backdrop behind it. And if you've not seen the performance, I do recommend you check it out from
you
2002.
see it. And
It's very
and what's
moving.
so and with the names when they did it at the Garden, a lot of the crew was saying maybe we shouldn't do that. It's a little too soon. And when they did it at the Super Bowl, because Bono said, I wanted to show that these were people, not statistics.
Yep, exactly,
That these were people with names who had family and friends,
exactly. Yeah,
and
it's moving.
and that's why we wanted to show their names because these were people, not statistics.
Yeah,
And of course, and nobody knew he had this. I think you told me this, and I've seen it. Like near the end
yeah.
of the song, he takes out his jacket and he lifts out his jacket, and there was an American flag stitched in the jacket.
Yeah, like if you watch the performance from the halftime show, Bono lifts up the inside of his jacket as lace as an American flag, and the camera zooms in on it too.
And the post 9/11 crowd went insane.
They erupted with
You
applause.
could probably they were standing up cheering USA, USA.
Yep.
And yeah, because and also this was the first Super Bowl to take place in February
Right.
because as a result of the attack, they had to cancel they postponed games from what would have been week 2 of the season, and they had to push the Super Bowl back a week.
Yeah.
And because the Super Bowl was usually held the last Sunday in January, the next year was held the last Sunday in January again, and then from 2004 on until 2022 or 2021, it was the first Sunday in February, and then until 2022, the NFL added another game on to their schedule, so it's now the second Sunday in February. But
Correct.
yeah,
Um,
so this performance was absolutely, you know what it was? I think this show, it wasn't too somber,
no.
but it wasn't too tacky.
Yep.
I think this show was appropriate for the time, and I think it was just very tasteful, and it was just a wonderful tribute to those who lost their lives on that terrible day.
Hmm.
So I personally would put the show in S tier. What do you think?
Could not agree more.
Yeah, so U2 is going in S tier.
Yeah. And like I said, if you haven't seen the actual show, go on YouTube, just like 2002 Super Bowl halftime show, and you'll see what we're talking about with the lights and the projecting and stuff like that of the names. It's really, really beautiful. So
It was a wonderful tribute to those who we lost on that day.
yeah.
Um,
2003.
okay, what was that?
2003?
Yep, Super Bowl 37. This
Yay.
this one, okay. This was Shania Twain, no doubt, and a special appearance by Sting. And remember, JT, he was
Sting
in
was
the
in the
police.
police. Guys, Sting
Sting
was
was
in the
in the
police.
police.
For those who don't know, Sting, the guy who sings the song "Fields of Gold" and "Englishman in New York," he was in the band called the Police. Did you know that, Bill?
Didn't know that. Hey, JT, Sting
Was
was
in the
in the
Police.
police. Sting was
Wow.
in the police.
That's an inside joke with us. Believe me, it's
We'll
hysterical.
explain later.
We'll explain another time.
Okay, so anyway,
But Shania Twain, Sting, and who else was it?
no doubt Gwen
No doubt.
Stefani.
Thank you.
Okay, and
Thank
what
you.
I'm about to say, JT, I don't mean this as an insult. Please don't take
No,
it this way. I'm 4 years older than JT, so I'm a little more familiar with some of these acts.
it's all good.
I'm not saying that to put you down. I'm just saying, it's a fact. I'm a little more familiar because I grew up during this time. So,
Yeah, you were. I was 3 or 4. You were 7 or 8. No big deal.
so I'm a little more familiar with some of these acts than JT is. Okay, so Shania Twain started up with the song "Man Feels Like a Woman." And then her song at the time, Up. And then No Doubt comes on, which is led by Gwen Stefani. I know you've heard of her, JT.
Oh, of course, Gwen Stefani. I mean, come on. That's my shit. All the girls want me like.
You know that
Anyway.
song, I'm Just a Girl.
Yep.
She ad-libbed the part, I'm just a girl in the Super Bowl.
Wow. What a step down from you too. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and then Sting came on at the end, and him and Gwen Stefani did Message in a Bottle together.
That was awesome. I didn't see this show until you showed it to me. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So
Okay, here's my thoughts.
talk to me.
I think the part with Shania Twain, listen, I think she's very talented. I think her part was just kind of boring.
I could see that. Okay.
Her show was just kind of boring.
Oh,
She
yeah. I
just
mean,
did two songs. And like I'm not saying she's not, I actually do like Man Feels Like a Woman. It is a fun song. Um
yeah, it's a great
but
song.
but and then like to me, I would say if you would skip Shania Twain's part and go right from No Doubt on,
Yeah,
then you have a somewhat decent show.
I agree.
So to me, the show was just kind of forgettable in my opinion. Like the part with No Doubt and Sting, that part was cool.
Right, of course.
Like Gwen Stefani did good, and I really liked their version of Message in a Bottle.
Hmm.
But the rest of the show, just in my personal opinion, JT, I know you have yours, but I just didn't really think this show was that memorable.
Can I be honest with you, Bill?
Yes.
I didn't realize that I knew Shania Twain did a halftime show. I didn't know all these other people were in the halftime show with her until we did our viewing to do this tier.
Yeah,
So
I made a playlist on YouTube and made JT watch all this.
yeah, I did a lot of homework for this, guys.
And he's done good. So,
Oh
but
yeah.
anyway, I don't know how to rank this thing. I'm thinking like C or D range. What do you think?
I'm thinking put it at C
Okay.
because because of Sting's performance of Mesh in a Bottle, which I've seen Sting live twice. Just put him at that kind of held it up more for me. But yeah, put it at C. It's fine.
Yeah, that kind of saved the show from being a. And
Yeah.
listen, Gwen Stefani's performance of "I'm Just a Girl," that part was actually not bad.
No, it wasn't.
Gwen and Sting saved the show.
Oh, good job, Gwen and Sting. Gordon
And
Sutton.
remember, Sting,
Sting was in the
the
police.
police. Okay,
Yes, all the
so
police.
now, okay, I kind of feel bad for this show because it's stuck between two memorable shows. U2's, which we said was phenomenal.
Yes, very moving. Yep.
And then you have this next show that's memorable for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it was the Janet Jackson one.
Okay, we got to talk about it. We
Yes.
have to. We have to talk about it.
Let's not talk about it too much though, but yeah, we could talk about it.
What do you mean, let's not too much?
I don't know. Let's just go with it.
Okay. So, for those of you who are younger than me and JT,
And me. Yep.
as we just said, Janet Jackson was originally supposed to headline Super Bowl 36, but then 9/11 happened, and we just told you what happened. If you didn't know that, you weren't paying attention.
Correct.
Pay attention.
Always.
So, Janet Jackson finally got her rain check, and she was set to be the headliner at Super Bowl 38 with special guest P. Diddy,
Oh yeah.
Nelly,
Yep. Again?
poor Nelly, Kid Rock,
Oh God.
and of course, Justin Timberlake.
How can we forget?
This show, we'll talk about the incident in a second, but this show just has 2000s written all over it.
Absolutely.
And in the beginning of the show, you had Jessica Simpson with the University of Houston band.
Yep.
Well, they're playing "I Like the Way You Move." I like the way, and he goes, "Because you stay get back to the party."
Yeah.
Jessica Simpson, she was the NFL's original Taylor Swift.
Oh God.
Now, because Jessica Simpson, for those of you who are too young to remember, she was a actress and a singer,
Yep.
and she used to date Tony Romo, who was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and also is now a commentator on CBS, and he's
Oh,
terrible. Um,
yeah.
but she always used to go to the games, like what Taylor Swift is now doing for Travis Kelce. So she did it first, Taylor. She did it first.
Ooh, that's no diss to Taylor Swift, but we're just saying.
She did it first. Jessica did it first. But anyway, so then it starts with Janet Jackson doing a song, and then it cuts right to P. Diddy and Nelly hearing the cheerleaders go, "Oh, Diddy, you're so fine. You're so fine. You break my mind. Hey, Diddy." And then, "Hey, Nelly. Hey, Nelly, you're so fine." I'm like, this has 2000s written over it.
Yes, a lot of 2000s in it.
And then Kid Rock, the bang, the bang. You know that song.
Yeah.
He comes on, and that's, "My name is Kid
Yeah.
Rock." And then Janet Jackson comes on, does Rhythm Nation.
Yep.
And then the moment everyone talks about,
To this day.
Justin Timberlake comes on, and they're doing Rock Your Body. You better rock your body. Dance with me. Talk to me, boy.
Yeah.
I don't need. And then it happened.
Bill, what happened?
Let's just say this line first. I'm gonna have you naked by the end of this song. And he rips off a piece of Janet Jackson's outfit and it
Yep.
showed her nipple.
Yeah, but for when we keep our show PG-13. Sorry about that.
We're just giving you context of what happened.
You can watch it too. It's online, probably.
Yeah, it is on YouTube.
That's
And
ridiculous.
the whole, I don't know how much of this you remember, JT, but
Not much.
I was only 9, I was almost 10, but I remember this was everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. Everybody on news stations,
Yeah.
everyone on the late night shows were constantly taking jabs at her.
Yeah, it was rough.
And this was everywhere. And let me tell you, folks, social media was barely in its infancy at this point. YouTube didn't get invented till the next year.
Yeah, February 14th, 2005.
So this was everywhere. This was everywhere. And this garnered 540,000 FCC complaints.
Wow. That's a lot.
And and the FCC, you think they let this go?
Nope.
Of course they didn't. The FCC, first of all, they fined Viacom, who owns CBS,
Oh God, yeah.
$27,000 for every CBS station that showed this.
Oh my God.
For everyone. And then when and then they fined CBS. First it was a couple thousand, then it went up to 325,000. You think that's the end of it? How much they ended up finding them?
How much, Bill?
$550,000.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
they fined CBS $550,000 for this.
Yikes. That's
And
big yikes.
and but years later, CBS actually took the FCC to court. Basically, we're not going to pay you that much money, and the court threw out the fine.
Oh wow.
So CBS was almost out over $500,000.
That's a wow.
And the impact on this, like there were shows, like they were trying to crack down on nudity, on intimacy on TV. Like
Oh God. Yeah, they really went down on them, yeah.
they went, yeah, but this went in, this guy.
Yeah.
But
All
you
right.
know what? The show itself, I kind of feel bad because the rest of the show, in my opinion, was decent.
Yeah.
And it got overshadowed by this.
I think everyone talks about the mistake, but they don't acknowledge the performance that was.
Yeah, so what do you think of the performance that was aside from, this?
I'm gonna say put it at C because if you put it at C, I kind of well put it at C.
Okay.
Put this halftime show at C, in my opinion, because there were good parts, but everyone talks about the bad part. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I if you take that out, I would have put it at B tier. But
Oh,
this,
okay.
I can see why. I don't know,
Yeah.
C or B.
Well, nah, definitely not B, in my opinion. Definitely not B.
Let's put it at S. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's put
Um,
it S tier next to you too, right? It's the second best one ever, right? I'm
but
just kidding.
no, because I think people more talk about this than the actual show.
They talk about what happened compared to the actual show.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
So
poor Janet Jackson, she was basically scarlet lettered.
yeah, that's
Like the
unfortunate.
next week she was supposed to perform the Grammy, she got canceled.
Oh God, yeah.
And and radio stations actually refused to play her music.
That's even worse.
But you got to look at it this way. It wasn't exactly her fault.
It's Justin Timberlake's fault.
Well, I wouldn't even blame him. There was supposed to be a bra underneath.
Oh, it was just an accident. Yeah.
And even the FCC chairman years later, he said, "Yeah, that I was a little too harsh on them."
Yeah, but yeah,
When you
yeah,
find
FCC.
CBS over $500,000, buddy, that is a little overreacting.
That's a
Um,
bit much.
but he goes, "It wasn't her fault."
Yeah.
So, okay, that's where the infamous halftime show, Janet Jackson. Okay,
And I have to just say something about this next one in 2000, what, four,
all
right?
right.
Or five?
Well,
Five.
I need to give you some context.
Go ahead. 2005 Super Bowl halftime show. Talk to me.
Okay, after we all saw Janet Jackson's nipples, the NFL decided to go a different direction when it comes to the halftime shows.
A safer bet too.
For the next 5 years, the NFL had no current artist and no female artist.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until now. I didn't see that until now.
The NFL decided to play. Okay, you know what? I'm going to be honest. For the next 5 years, I think they may have overreacted a little bit.
I mean, the NFL didn't. They wanted people to forget about it pretty quick, and they made
Like,
sure of that.
I would say for the next at least year or two, I would have said, okay, you know what? Let's play it safe this year, and we'll reconvene, and maybe next year we'll go back to having current artists. But
I mean, the names they got though were like some of the biggest of all. You get like McCartney, the Stones, Prince, Tom Petty, Bruce Springsteen, the Who, and then they went to Madonna after that. We'll get to that later, but yeah,
okay, so anyway, the NFL decided to go into a safer direction for Super Bowl 39, and they got Sir Paul McCartney.
woo!
So, and listen, both of us have seen him in concert.
I've seen him twice.
I hate you. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love you, buddy.
Next time I'll take you. I promise.
Yeah. But Paul McCartney, it was just Paul McCartney. There was no special guests. It was just him and his band.
Yep, his band with him. Yep.
He played Drive My Car,
Yeah.
Get Back,
Uh-huh.
Live and Let Die,
Which was great.
and then he concluded with Hey Jude.
Yeah, awesome. Great halftime show.
This was a pretty good halftime show,
For 2005, of course, it was incredible.
because the world wanted to forget about.
Yeah, I think the NFL reacted. Who should we get that's not like gonna slip up? Oh, Paul McCartney. Why not?
Oh, he's 60 something years old. He's not going to do anything.
At the time, yeah.
But anyway, the show I thought was good. I thought it
Yeah,
was a nice palate cleanser for after the previous year.
I agree. It was nice. Let's wipe the slate clean kind of thing.
It was like, see, we'll get Paul McCartney. See, you guys aren't remember what happened. What nipple? What nipple? We don't remember any nipples. Um,
Yeah,
but to me, it's like you and I, we could say this with a bias because we're both big Beatles fans
and Wings and Solo. Yep.
and Paul McCartney fans.
Yeah,
But
I
to
am.
like a general person who may not be that big of a fan, this show they might find kind of boring.
That's a fair point. We can't see that, but some people could probably.
Yeah, from our perspective, this is why I'm having a hard time ranking this because from our perspective, we could probably put this at A, B, whatever. But for a more general person, they would probably say like, "Yeah, this wasn't really my type of thing."
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. It was still a great show, though,
Oh, it was
nonetheless.
still a really good show. I think Paul did well.
I think so too.
All right, so where should we rank this puppy?
Put it at A.
I was thinking B, but okay.
Okay, no. Tell me why.
Okay, because just again, maybe because the show was a little more toned down than most shows are,
Right. Okay.
but he still, you know what? He still put on a pretty good performance. So
Yeah. All right.
you know what? Yeah, we'll put it in an A. What the heck?
He's Paul McCartney. What do you expect? Sorry
He's
to our,
Paul.
our UK
Okay.
listeners. I'm sorry. Terrible accent.
Next, Super Bowl
Oh,
40, the Rolling Stones. And go ahead, what is it?
I mean, it's the Rolling Stones. I mean, like one of the
Well,
best to ever do it.
it has an interest. This one has an interesting backstory.
Do tell.
It was okay when the NFL announced that they were playing in the Rolling Stones because it was going to be in Detroit. The city of Detroit, the good folks of the city of Detroit were not happy.
Really?
They were not happy because they weren't incorporating sounds from Detroit and artists from Detroit.
Like Bob Seger?
Bob Seger, Motown, Eminem.
Oh, okay. Fair, fair, fair. Okay.
That was the first controversy, which seems like the least of the problems. There's two more.
What are they, Bill?
Number two, the Rolling Stones wanted to play primarily stuff from their new album at the time,
Bigger Bang, yep.
but the NFL said no, play the hits. But
Like
they
itself.
reached a compromise and said, okay, can we play one song from our new album?
It was out of control, right?
It was no Rough Justice.
Rough Justice. Sorry, thank you.
Saying, can we play one song from our new album? And I said, okay, fine. Um, and then the big one, the big controversy. The Rolling Stones put in their set list. It was Start Me Up,
Mm-hmm.
Rough Justice, and of course the big finale.
Satisfaction.
Yes, and you heard what he said right before they played. He goes, "We could have played this back in Super Bowl one."
Oh, God.
And those songs had some sexual
Innuendos.
lyrics.
Yeah.
And the NFL was still in panic mode from Nipplegate.
Oh,
They
God.
were still in panic mode from Nipplegate. They said, you better fix these or else. And the Stones said, not happening. And they went back and forth to the point where Roger Goodell, who's the commissioner now, but back then he was like the second in command,
Yeah.
he threatened to cancel the Stones and find a last minute replacement. And this
Wow.
wasn't like a month before the Super Bowl. This wasn't like a week before the Super Bowl. Dude, this was a couple days before it.
Jesus. That's yikes.
How are you going to find someone in a couple days?
You're not going to.
It's like near impossible. So the NFL, ABC, that was airing the game,
Mm-hmm.
and the Stones reached a compromise. And the compromise would be that that there would be a 5-second delay. And when they would get to the explicitive lyrics, they would mute Mick Jagger's microphone.
Oh, wow.
They mute Mick Jagger's microphone. And the Stones reluctantly agreed.
Mm.
They
Is
didn't
there,
want to, but they said, and they were also concerned that Jagger was going to make some explicit ad libs to the crowd.
there's a
And
reason why they're called the baddest band of all time.
yeah, you know what? I got to say this. Roger Goodell, you guys kind of put this on yourselves.
You really did.
You're you're all sitting there thinking, oh, well, we got to play it safe. We got to play
Think
it.
of the children.
We got to play it totally safe. We're still in panic mode from when people saw nipples, and you're gonna get the Rolling Stones. That's like the dumbest thing to do.
Well, it could be worse, but
Like, what do they got? Like, if they got like Marilyn Manson or something,
that'd be horrendous.
it'd be hilarious.
It would be, yeah.
Okay, but
But yeah.
the show itself, it's basically like a standard concert.
It's a Standard Stones concert. I mean, I've seen the Rolling Stones live once. I'm seeing them again later this year in May, and I'm stoked about that.
Are you getting any satisfaction from this?
I'm gonna get some satisfaction then, buddy. Don't worry. I'm gonna see the
Doom,
Stones.
doom, 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 which is the most recognizable chords ever. The doom, 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 doom. But so
They call
can
that
the
the riff.
show get any satisfaction?
Let's see. By the way, that you just referred to the riff heard around the world. Just saying. Um. Let's see. I'm gonna put it at B.
I'm thinking the same thing actually.
All
Um,
right. Let's put it at B.
I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was good.
It's very good. Very good. Very good performance.
Yeah. Okay. Now the next one.
Wow.
Prince.
2000 what? Six?
Yes, well, the 2006 season. This was in 2007, the show.
Oh, seven. Yes.
So,
I remember when this was on TV.
what was that?
I remember when they performed on. This is when I was like, I started to pay attention.
This show, it started with Let's Go Crazy.
Of course.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Doom, doom, doom.
Let's go crazy.
And they played, and he played 1999 and a version of Proud Mary.
Yep.
And then he did All Along the Watchtower and The Best of You by the Foo Fighters, which is. And then he closes with
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. And do you remember the stage just lit up purple and then it just started raining?
Yeah, that was actually really cool. That was awesome.
Because I was rewatching again today. Like I watched these shows like a bunch of different times
Just to get ready for tonight's stream.
yeah, I must have rewatched these shows like 5 times. But there were a YouTube comment saying, you know, it's good when God is providing your special effects.
That's true.
God is providing your special effects, JT.
Yes, he is.
And then one was this was a show that they said Prince won Super Bowl 41.
I could not agree more.
Prince won Super Bowl 41.
Yeah.
So I think I know what you're thinking.
What's here we talking about, Bill?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Are we thinking S?
I'm thinking S. Are you thinking S?
Man, yes, 100%. You know why?
Why?
To me, this is the best halftime show they've ever done.
Would you put
Even more than Super Bowl 43, bud. Even more.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get to that in a little bit.
We'll get that in a little bit in 2009. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, would you put this above or below you two?
Put it at S, yeah.
Would you put it above or
equivalent. It was just so good. Like kids today don't understand how good this halftime show was. This is what the halftime show should be. It shouldn't be like, what it is now, a joke in my opinion. So
Oh, don't worry, we'll talk about those a little later.
yeah, like post
We didn't
Coldplay and Lady Gaga got really weird.
yeah. I feel like there are some we're gonna have disagreements on and we might need to compromise on.
Oh no, we'll talk about those too.
We'll get those when we get to those. But anyway, I think Prince a football game was allowed at a Prince concert.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I really think so too.
Okay.
S tier.
Next, Super Bowl 42. First of all, one of the greatest days of my life.
Yes, Bill.
The New York Giants beating the 18-0 New England Patriots. That was one of the greatest days of my life.
It was great. It was really great.
18 and uh-oh.
Oh, it sucks to suck, New England. Oh,
I got my dad a shirt that said 18 wins and 1 giant loss.
Ooh.
Oh, that was the greatest day of my life.
It was a great day. It was a
Like
great
one
day.
day, if I get married, and if I have a child, I'm gonna look my child in the eye, saying, "You know what, kid? I love you, but this is only the third greatest day of my life."
Wow.
Yeah, because it kind of reminds me. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent here. My friend who's a Bills fan,
Uh-huh.
he said there will be three times I cry in my life: when I get married, when I have a kid, and when the Bills finally win a Super Bowl.
Amen.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but anyway,
But Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers? Come
Tom
on.
Petty and the Heartbreakers. This show, okay, it's a standard show.
Standard show. I agree with that.
It's a step down from, to me, it's underwhelming just because you had Prince the year before.
Yeah. I mean, it was not bad though. Don't get me, it was not bad. But I will say though, it was like just not as up to par as Prince.
I
Right?
personally would put this in B tier. What do you think?
I was thinking the same exact thing, bud.
Hey, guess what that means? One, two,
One,
three.
two, three.
We
We swipe right.
right.
Well, are you buying dinner or am I buying dinner?
We'll talk about that later. But
Yes, we will.
play
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, which
B tier.
I never saw Tom Petty live,
Is that like
unfortunately.
one of your biggest regrets?
And them and Van Halen and Meatloaf too. But yeah, so but yeah.
Okay. The
All right.
next one. I know JT's gonna. This is Super Bowl 43. F tier. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so kidding.
I would fight you to the death.
Super Bowl 43. Bruce Springsteen and the heart stopping JT. You know it.
The heart stopping, pants dropping, earth shocking, hard rocking, booty shaking, Super Bowl quaking, history making, legendary E Street
E
Band.
Street Band.
I want you to, for the next 12 minutes, I want you to, we're going to bring the righteous and almighty power of the E Street Band into your beautiful home. I want you to step back from the guacamole dip.
Holy.
I want you to put the chicken fingers down. And I want you to turn your televisions all the way
All the
up
way up.
and ask everybody, is there anybody alive out there?
You know what? I'm impressed with this though. I remember being in the car the morning of this Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and I was listening to the fan, and they were saying like,
Yep.
okay, out because Bruce Springsteen's songs are known for being, and
Long.
they're like, what's he gonna? Because he's got 12 minutes. What's he gonna do?
Exactly. That's what he's going to do.
Like, okay, can he do this song? I don't know if he can do this song. He could probably do Born to Run if he does it very fast.
And
He
he's,
might
they
have to take that.
shortened,
He might
he
have to
shortened
shorten
four
some of them.
songs.
And this was this was a really good show.
I agree.
This was
Can't complain.
good.
It was so entertaining too. It's just,
You know
it's
what?
like,
It's one of those shows that I can go back and watch.
oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
went
Everyone.
back and watched it like when I was rewatching for this. I'm like,
Yeah,
this was better than when I first watched it.
it's very entertaining, Bill.
Like when I first watched it, I was like, okay, it's good. But I'm like, no.
At the end
And,
with the
and
fireworks. Oh my god.
you know what the fun thing is? I love near the end the banter between Bruce and Steve.
Oh, Steve Van Zandt, of course.
When he's like, it's quitting time. But no, no. And then he goes, we're gonna get a penalty. Delay a game.
What time is it? It's
It's
boss
boss
time.
time. All right, so the set list was 10th Avenue Freeze Out,
Yep. Born to Run.
On the Run,
Working on a Dream.
Working on a Dream,
Glory Days.
and Glory Days.
It was awesome.
And he fit all that in 12 minutes.
And he shortened the songs. Each song was probably like 2 minutes tops.
But of
Maybe
course,
that.
when 10th Avenue Freeze Out, remember? Now, this is the important part. Changes made of town when the big man joined the band.
Join the band.
Is that song
Ah,
about the formation of the E Street Band or?
yes. It's about the band coming together.
Because the big man, of course, is
Yeah,
talking
that's
Clarence. Rest in peace, Clarence. We miss you. Um,
R.I.P. Clarence Clemens.
all right. So, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking A, and here's why I'm thinking A.
Okay, I'm thinking A too. Why?
Because it was two key reasons. Number one, iconicness of like just him screaming at the TV, at the cameras, and mind you, sliding his groin into a TV camera, which was hysterical. And just the overall performance was great, and also the rewatchability. Like you said, you can go back and rewatch this halftime show like a lot.
Yeah, you really can.
Yeah, it was the Steelers and the
Cardinals.
Cardinals. Thank you. Was it
So the boss is
2009?
in A tier.
The Boss is A tier halftime show.
Okay. So, wait, would you put this above McCartney and NSYNC and all of them, or
About the same, or a little bit more, just a tad bit more. Not by much, but just a little
over
bit. So,
McCartney or over NSYNC?
over. Wait, over. Yeah, over. Yeah, that way. Yep. There you go.
So you
Definitely over in sync.
was it better? Wait, you put it over NSYNC?
Over Aerosmith too. Yeah. I mean, just for the entertainment purpose of it, like Steve, delay of game. I still hear it in my head to this day.
Okay, how
So
does
yeah,
this?
there you go. Like that. Yeah, that's good. Sorry for those of you
Okay,
who are watching us, listening, you won't be able to see this, but yeah.
okay. So Super
And then after
Bowl
that,
44, The Who.
the Who. Dun dun dun. The Who.
The Fields.
One of my favorite bands of all time.
And we saw them in concert together.
Yeah, I've seen them, I think, twice. You saw them with me, but when together. Yep, I remember that.
So anyway,
Yeah. Can I just? I'm gonna come out swinging right now. I'm thinking B.
okay, that's fair
You
because
know,
I'm thinking the same thing
yeah. Tell me why.
because I was thinking between B and C, and here's why.
Why?
Because, but here's why I'm kind of leaning more towards B because I don't know if you knew this. Roger Daltrey, he had vocal nodule surgery, so that's why he sounded a little shaky.
Oh, really? Okay.
But he was still able to put on a decent show,
Oh, the Who are fantastic.
and they did good. So I am going to put. I think B tier is fair.
I think B is a fair tier for them. Yep.
Well, my friend, we're going into that era now. Well, oh wait, would you put this over Petty in the Rolling Stones? Or yeah, well, we're stalling the inevitable right now, so
Equivalent. I think the Stones should be the first one there, and then Tom Petty, and then the Who. So
right
just,
there.
just just leave it the way it is. Yeah.
All right, my friend.
Madonna.
Okay. Was it?
Madonna, right?
No.
Oh,
No.
oh, that's right. This was this one.
Okay, we got to give you some more context.
Oh, I forgot about this for a sec. I didn't realize it was this one. Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh
Here's what
no.
happened.
Oh no.
Guess what? The Nipplegate panic is over.
Let's go back to terrible halftime shows.
Well,
Just kidding.
here's what happened. The NFL realized one, the Who halftime show actually got horrible reviews.
Did it really?
Yeah, the critics didn't like it.
Wow, that sucks.
And they
To the critics.
decided, you know what? I think it's time. And the NFL realized that they were losing younger viewers during the halftime shows.
Yeah, screw you, you younger viewers. You guys don't know real
And
music.
because I don't really think about these people this way, like I've seen three of them in concert. I've seen Paul, I've seen Bruce, I've seen The Who.
Yeah,
Um, but they were thinking, the young people think that they don't want to sit here and watch these dinosaurs.
these older acts, correct.
That we want to, we should get the hit new stuff that the kids are listening to. We should get the stuff that they play on the radio. And they got the Black Eyed Peas. This is going to go well. And okay, listen, it makes sense. They were still a relatively popular group at the time.
And what, 2012?
10, no, 11. This was 2011.
This is when that song what is that? I can't think of the name of it.
It's that bad, huh?
No, 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 it's not that bad. It's the and tonight's gonna be
Be a good night.
that's why can't I think of the name of that song? Oh, it's called why am I drawing a blank on it?
I got a feeling.
I got thank you. I got a feeling it came out in 2009 when Bruce was doing the halftime show. That song came out.
So this show was still, they were still relatively popular.
They were on top of the world at the time, you know.
So what happened? Um,
Talk to me.
okay. The NFL got the Black Eyed Peas. And the show itself was like, okay, I'm going to be fair with them about something. It wasn't entirely their fault.
No,
The sound people should have not had a job after that.
exactly.
The rest of the show, okay, there was a part, okay, the set list they started out with, I got a feeling.
Yep.
They just, and then they had special guests Slash.
Yeah.
Okay, seeing Slash was pretty cool, but
He's not with Guns N' Roses.
then her and Slash did a very awkward version of Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Fergie doing a terrible impression of Axl Rose.
Yeah.
See that is, I'm like, oh my God, shut this up. I'm like, it was
It's
just
short
cringy.
trash.
And just the way they were singing, they just didn't really sound. Pump it, yeah, pump it. I'm like, oh.
It was the beginning of the end.
This was when, okay, this is an era when it's not like there weren't good halftime shows. There were some, but this is when things got weird.
Yeah.
But and then Usher, okay, Slash made no sense. Usher, that makes
Made no
sense.
sense either.
No, actually it did because him and will.i.am released a song the year before together.
All right, that's fair, but still.
Oh, wonder where we would put Usher on this list after, because he's headlining this Sunday.
F.
Oh, he's going to be in either D or F. Is like as Justin said, he hasn't had a hit since the beginning of last decade.
Yeah,
Like,
why we have his halftime show? Stupid.
okay, but anyway, but the Black Eyed Peas, okay, Usher made sense because him and will.i.am released a song the year before, so that made sense. But
Yeah.
the rest of this show was just, and they just seemed so plastic, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It just seemed so fake.
Mm.
And this show was, and listen, again, it's not entirely their fault. Like sound techs probably don't have a job anymore.
Probably not.
So, but anyway, I don't even think we have to think twice about this.
Is this a D or is this an F?
This is an F. What do you
Yeah,
think?
F. F halftime show. F, F, F,
F.
F.
Okay, now moving on to Super Bowl 46. The second time the Giants beat the Patriots. Yes.
Yes, take that, Tom Brady.
I still hate you, Tom Brady.
Yeah, Eli Manning's the GOAT. Get out of here.
But anyway,
Sorry.
Super
Anyways.
Bowl 46 halftime show starring friend of the show, Madonna.
I think she did a good job.
I actually think she did. Her
She was headlining.
she was headlining. Her special guests were Nicki Minaj, MIA,
Yeah.
LMFAO,
At the time, yeah.
and LMFAO and CeeLo Green.
CeeLo Green. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
I thought her entrance was cool.
I agree. Actually, yeah.
And listen, regardless how you feel about Madonna, like she was like 50 something years old at the time.
Yeah. No,
But she could still move.
she can still move now, apparently, which is crazy. So
Yeah, but I don't like, did you hear that she did a show and she kept the audience waiting for like 3 hours?
yeah, we're not gonna talk about that, but yeah.
But anyway, but the one criticism I'll give is with LMFAO when they were going every day I'm shuffling, and she was like, "Well, I'll give her credit that she could do that. Like, good for her." But still, I'm
Yeah,
like, I feel like she's like that mom who's desperately trying to get into her kids' music.
probably. Yeah.
Like, look at me, honey. I'm dancing to the music you and your friends dance to. Aren't
I'm
I so
Madonna.
cool? I'm such a cool mom.
Literally, that is
Like,
yes.
have you ever seen it's a meme when it's Steve Buscemi? How do you do, fellow kids?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah.
But you know what? That aside, I actually think she did a very good job.
I actually agree.
I'm thinking, I'm thinking A tier. What do you think?
I wouldn't go that high. I was thinking like B or A or B, one of the two.
Okay. Well, is there? Wait a minute. Is there anybody in the chat board?
No, unfortunately.
People. Um.
You know what? I'm not trying to sound sexist either, but put her at A. It's fine. I take that back.
Yeah. Okay. I think A tier. We'll
It
put
was
her.
still the Madonna halftime show. It's not like it was like the LMFAO halftime show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, and I think she played off of them pretty well.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next one. 47. The NFL goes from avoiding female acts
To having nothing but them.
to having two consecutive female acts.
This was Beyonce's year, right?
Beyonce.
Yeah. You go first.
Okay, one, she's got a voice. You got to agree. She's got a freaking voice.
She does.
And I think the show was great. And also, there was a special appearance from two of the other members of Destiny's Child.
That's
And
right.
most of you who are watching this probably don't know who Destiny's Child is.
Beyonce was a member of that. Beyonce was in Destiny's Child, guys.
Before she
Beyonce.
became what
The
she is
Queen.
today.
Yeah, before she became Queen Bee, she was in.
And then in the music world, she's been dethroned by Tay Tay.
Yeah, literally.
So
Taylor Swift.
anyway, I'm thinking between S or A. I thought she did a very good job. I don't know what you think, JT.
Definitely not S.
Okay.
It's hard to top Prince and U2's, especially with U2 at the time, you know. I'm put her at A.
A.
A for Beyonce. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't even like Beyonce to begin with.
Yeah, you don't like Beyonce?
I Okay, this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, and it might be a controversial one too. I cannot build. This is just me. I cannot tell the difference between Rihanna and Beyonce as far as their voice goes. If I hear them, I cannot tell who it is. I really can't. And you're listening to a guy who can differentiate anyone by voice, whether it be Michael Bublé, whether it be Prince, whether it be Michael Jackson, whether it be George Michael, whether
So
it
if
be
I played
Joe.
you a Beyonce and a Rihanna song, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
What's that?
So if I played you Beyonce and Rihanna, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
No, I cannot hear a difference between the two of them. And as someone said to me, well, her voice is deeper. I'm like, how am I supposed to tell that? So I don't know. That's just me.
Okay. Now, Super Bowl 48. The worst Super Bowl ever. That game was horrible. But anyway,
Yeah, it was rough.
Bruno Mars.
And he's not. I really like him too. I actually respect him as an artist, believe it or not. But I got to put him at C though.
I was thinking B.
Okay, you tell me
Well,
why though.
here's okay. Well, here's the thing. When I first watched this show, when I first watched this halftime show, I was like, I was like, it's when I first watched, I'm like, it's not great. It's not good. It's okay.
Do you know
And
who
then
the
it made
background band is?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah. So
But
that's
then when I watched it again, I realized a few things. One,
what.
don't forget, this was pre Uptown Funk Bruno Mars.
Yes, this is when like Lock That Heaven came out and stuff like that.
So this was still, and the drum in the beginning, the when he was doing the drumming, and
Yeah.
then when he did a Locked
Yeah.
Out of Heaven, Treasure. The only things I'll say is I think the I think I didn't like the combo with him and the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Why was that even a thing? Do you know why that was a thing at all?
I don't know. Like if
Like
you take and listen, I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but
they're one of the biggest bands in the world, and you're gonna put them behind Bruno Mars. To me, they didn't make sense. I didn't even realize the Red Hot Chili Peppers were a part of the Super Bowl until I'd watched this thing.
like if you took out the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I would say this be a better show.
Okay.
And listen, and I don't dislike the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I actually like them, but this
Yeah.
was
It was just a weird combination.
it was a weird combo. Um I don't know, B or C.
I think it got. Let me ask you this: do you think it got weighed down because of the lack of Chili Peppers or the lack of Bruno Mars?
Well, no, the Red Hot Chili Peppers were not there too long.
Right, they were like for one song, right? No,
One
I
or
forget.
two songs, and then they did give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Yes, thank you. That's right. Yeah. What about C?
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
No,
Put them
and
over the other two, though.
oh, of course, yes. Out of the three of those, those are probably that's the best one of those three with
And
Janet
Bruno put
Jackson.
on a good show. He really did. And
Bruno Mars is a very talented individual.
yeah, I got to tell you a quick story about this halftime show. When I was actually at a Super Bowl party during this,
Yeah.
and I was with someone who was a friend of the friend who had the Super Bowl party, and these bands came on, and these came on. He's like, Bruno Mars came on. He's like, who is this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm like, oh, that's Bruno Mars. He's like, who?
Yeah, some people are like that. Some people don't even know who these people are.
And have you ever been with like older folks? And I'm not saying 50s old. I'm not saying that. But when you're with people and you're like, and there's like music artists who you know, but they're like, who?
Yeah.
Who is
No,
this?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like, who is this? And I'm like,
Who's
yeah.
this again? Yeah.
And then, and then when the Red Hot Chili Peppers came on, they're like, wait, who are these guys? I'm like thinking, okay, this guy was like late 40s, early 50s. So you were around in the 90s. You must have some idea of who these people are.
Yeah, Give It Away was a minor hit. No,
Yeah.
like come on.
And I went to the same party the next year, and this is a great transition to the next one. Katy Perry. This guy said, "You're my liaison to the youth." What do you mean? You're going to tell me who these people are? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, who's the halftime show this year? Katy Perry. Who? I'm like, oh.
Some people are like that, guys. Just letting you know.
Yeah, but it's like so funny because my mom was at that same Super Bowl party years later,
Yeah.
and I was in college, so I wasn't there. And she's
Okay.
like, "Oh, that's Drake," and they're all look. And my mom at the time was, I don't think my mom was even 50 at that point.
Mhm.
It was like turning 50 that year. They're like, "Oh, it's Drake," and they're like, "Guess what? Who?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, Missy Elliott. Who's that?"
Right.
And my
Exactly.
mom's like, God, I'm probably one of the God, I feel like I'm at a freaking nursing home with these people not knowing who these people are.
Exactly.
But anyway,
Anyways,
okay.
um,
Katy Perry.
what year was she again? What year was
This
her
was
Super Halftime?
2015, Super Bowl 49.
15. Thank you.
Katy Perry. Okay,
But
you got to admit, this was a fun one.
this was really entertaining to see like the lions and stuff like that.
Yes, her entrance was great. Her exit was great. Everything in between. Special guests, Missy Elliott and Lenny
Yep.
Kravitz.
Yeah, that's right.
Missy Elliott, who we hadn't seen in years, she finally reappeared.
Oh God, yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was a really fun show.
I'm gonna put it at B though, personally, because out of all of the ones that I remember, I remember this one, but I don't remember it as much as like Bruce or Madonna. You know what I mean?
I was gonna put it at A, but
Okay, more power to you. Whatever you want to do.
but No, because I think her entrance was great. I think her exit was great. I think the show itself. I'm not the biggest Katy Perry fan. I don't despise her. There's a couple songs I like, but
Yeah.
she really did a good show. She did a good job, and of course we got to think of the real winner of the show, the left shark.
The show.
The shark was the real winner of the show.
Put it at A. I take back what I said. Put it at A. This is
Okay.
actually really a return to not
Oh,
S,
where
but
is it? Where is it?
it's an S.
Okay. It was good, but not that good.
It was good. It wasn't that good.
Okay, Super Bowl 50.
Coldplay,
Coldplay with special guests
Beyonce,
Bruno Mars and Beyonce.
and Beyonce.
Okay.
Mind you, this was Super Bowl 50.
Yes.
This was 2016.
Yes.
Wow. That's the year I graduated high school.
Wow. Feel old
Yeah.
yet?
Yeah. Every day, bro.
But anyway,
I'm gonna. Can I just say I really enjoyed Coldplay's performance and Beyonce and Bruno Mars. Somewhat, I enjoyed it, but their performance was less over time for me.
I kind of feel, and I consider myself a fan of Coldplay. Like, I
Me
think
too.
when they were by themselves in the show, I think they were fine.
I agree.
But I think when Bruno and Beyonce, and I don't think they did a bad job. I actually think they did very good.
They didn't add anything to it though.
But I think Coldplay just kind of Chris Martin looked like the guy who, when you said you're going to come over for dinner, and then
Cousin.
you bring your entire family over,
Yeah, I agree
and
with
he
that.
just, I think Chris Martin at that point just looked very overwhelmed.
Yeah, I could not agree more with that. If Coldplay did the show by themselves, I think they would have been a lot better.
I think it would have been bad. And I'm not saying Bruno and Beyonce made it worse.
Absolutely not. What I
But
am
they
saying,
but Chris Martin, it's just like he just fades into the background after that. And it's just like I feel like the NFL is in his ear going, Chris, do something, please.
yeah, they're probably like the headphones, but do
And
something.
Chris, you're gonna do something, sing, dance. I don't know, do something, please. And
Yeah, no,
I
I
feel
couldn't
like
agree
if it
more.
was just Coldplay, I think the show would be fine.
I agree.
But
And
I feel like when Bruno and Beyonce came on, and this is another whack at Coldplay, Coldplay didn't know how to play off of them. He didn't know they
no,
didn't
because
Chris
guys,
Martin didn't know how to play off Beyonce or Bruno. Like Bruno and Beyonce knew how to play off each other.
Coldplay is a band. They are a group of individuals that play music together. Come on.
But
I've seen
I thought the ended with Fix You, Beautiful Day, and Just the Way You Are, and they showed like all the montages from the past Super Bowl halftime shows.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
I thought that was a nice homage.
I look back at that and I'm like, oh, I remember watching it live. I'm like, oh, they flash back to Springsteen and U2 actually. They flash back to those performances too, which was great. Prince and another one. Because it
Yeah.
was the 50th one.
Anyway, I feel like the show is Chris Coldplay headline with special guest Beyonce and Bruno. I
Yeah.
feel like this felt more like Beyonce and Bruno with special guest Coldplay.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because Coldplay is really great live. I've seen them live and they're
I love
incredible.
Coldplay. I really would like to see them one day.
I'll take you one day, dude.
So I'm thinking C. What are you thinking?
Yeah, because nothing against Beyonce or Bruno Mars. They didn't really add anything to the performance. They were kind of just there.
Yeah, but like I said, once they came on the show, that's when Coldplay started to dip a little.
Yeah, I mean Coldplay was doing great. They had Viva La Vida. They had
But I'll put it
Paradise.
above. I'll put it above, no doubt, in the nipples.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, let me fix this for 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh, who is next? Was it 2017 now?
Lady Gaga.
Yep. I listen. I got to tell you, Bill, Lady Gaga's music has rubbed off on me quite a bit lately, especially Bad Romance and like Bad Romance is a bop, man. For those of you who have not listened to that song, get on Bad Romance is a freaking
You know,
bop.
you know what? I'll be honest. Lady Gaga, when she first came out, I thought she's weird. But then when
Yeah.
I think Born This Way, I really started to like her.
Yeah, and Edge of Glory. Yep.
And who makes an appearance in that one on the saxophone?
Clarence Clemens of
I
the
think that was
Street
his
Band.
last one too, before he sadly passed away.
Yeah, it's funny actually. Really quick, when Lady Gaga was on tour in 2022, and she actually told a story at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. We saw this online actually, where she paid tribute to Clarence Clemens by playing the Edge of Glory acoustically on the piano only, which was pretty cool.
To me, I would actually put this in S tier. I loved her entrance.
Yeah, she coming
She
down
and
the.
she could carry the show by herself, which was she didn't need
She's
any special guest.
no, she's a great performer too. She's actually her vocal range is incredible. Oh my God,
Oh, she is. She is an awesome performer.
she's a jazz singer. You forget that too.
She also
Third and
sang
S.
with Tony Bennett, God rest his soul.
Yeah. Yeah. Put it in an S.
S.
This is an S
Not above Prince, though.
tier
She's not above
show.
Prince.
And coming off of the disappointment of Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars, that's actually pretty good.
And yeah, I think this
I
was a
thought it was a
nice
step up.
down.
It was a good
Okay,
step
the
up.
next one. A
Was this
return of an
20?
old friend. 50 Super Bowl 52. A return of an old friend.
Who is this again?
Justin Timberlake.
No, no. Oh, it was just him by himself, right?
Yeah, and there were rumors going
Yeah.
around that
Oh God.
Janet Jackson was going to make an appearance again.
That would have been a disaster if it did happen.
And but no, they actually did invite her,
Did they really to redeem themselves? Probably.
but she respectfully declined.
Good for Janet.
She's probably thinking, "You did it to me once. I'm not going to let you do it to me again."
Yeah, even if it's an accident, but still.
And when he was doing the song "Rock Your Body,"
Yep.
which was the same song that when it happened last time,
Yep.
I'm like thinking, is she going to come out? Are we going to be hearing "Talk to Me, Boy"?
Yeah.
And is this time she going to get revenge on him and pull his pants down?
Oh, that would have been a great moment. That would have
I
been
would have been I would have been rolling on the floor laughing if that happened.
me too.
There was also, is there going to be an NSYNC reunion? Maybe.
Yeah. Where are we thinking though for this one?
To me,
I can I be honest with you? I
yeah,
forgot this one existed until you
me
showed.
too. Actually, like the only
Yeah.
one, like it was the Prince tribute was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, because he died, a
Two
couple
years
years
prior,
prior.
and it was in Minnesota where he's from, so that was pretty cool. But
But outside of that,
hey, C or
I
D, I'm thinking C or D. What do you think?
D
Yeah, payback.
payback for
Do we
Janet
put it over or below Disney?
below.
Okay.
Oh
Next,
my God, is it time for this one?
it's time. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you a show that's even worse than the Black Eyed
And
Peas.
where's the Janet Jackson showing herself?
Okay. This needs context. In 2016, Colin Kaepernick took a knee during the national anthem to protest police brutality and racial injustice.
Correct.
And then there was a movement to boycott the NFL from the right, saying it was disrespectful to the troops, from the left, because after that, Kaepernick was basically excommunicated from the NFL and teams wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Yep.
I just want to say for the record, JT, I'm not getting political. We try to stay apolitical on this podcast, but
We stay apolitical, period.
I'm just giving you context.
Of course. Go ahead.
And the NFL, they offered many different artists to do the halftime show. They offered Rihanna, who did it later. We'll talk about her, Cardi B, and Jay-Z, and they all turned it down to stand in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
And then, and they asked Pink, but that had nothing, and she declined, but that had nothing to do with Kaepernick. It was because the negotiations were taking too long.
Right. Pink would be good.
So they resorted to Maroon 5,
with Travis Scott and Biggie, whatever his name was,
Big
right?
Boy.
Big
And
boy.
and Maroon 5 caught a lot of flack, and Kaepernick's attorney actually called them strikebreakers. And listen, don't attack them for that. Attack them because they sucked. Because
Yeah.
Big Boy, I guess Goodell asked him to do the show with them, and he made one condition that he donate $500,000 to a charity of his choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there was another controversy to this show. On November 9th, 2018, SpongeBob creator Steven Hillenburg passed away after his battle with ALS.
Yes.
And fans wanted the Super Bowl to do Sweet Victory from
Oh
Band
God.
Geeks
Oh God.
in
Here we go.
tribute to Hillenburg.
Yeah.
There was a giant petition. And I remember they did like a quick animated thing of Squidward to introduce Big Boy. Goes, now a musical genius. And they're like, do, 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 do. Like, are we going to get it? Of course not.
Of course they didn't.
But the show itself, like, listen, the Black Eyed Peas, again, you can't entirely blame it on them. Like, there was problems with the sound systems and all that. This show was so freaking boring.
Yeah. It's
If you
unfortunate.
want to, Adam Levine sounds like he doesn't even want to be there.
Not only that, Bill, but do you remember like what do you call it? I will say that like the very fact that you had Maroon 5 and two like was it Travis Scott and who was the other one again?
Big boy.
Two of two out of the three were just are a different genre of music completely. At least Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars like are within the pop realm. Maroon 5, or as I like to call them sometimes, Moron 5, is more of like the pop rock vein of stuff, if you will. But it's watching it that night, I was like, this just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because at least with Black Eyed Peas, Usher making an appearance makes sense because,
Yeah,
again, him and
exactly.
will.i.am did a song together.
Right, but this one made no sense. And plus, I will say the one redeeming quality about this performance. I'm just
What is
kidding.
it?
There was no redeeming quality about this.
No, no. Because, at least with Black Eyed Peas Slash, even though it was cringe, it was pretty cool.
It was cool, but
But
this one was like just
this one
awful.
is just, it's so, Adam Levine sounded like he didn't even want to be there.
It was like the precursor to 2020 happening.
In the words of Justin, I don't think Adam Levine even wants to do music anymore. He sounds like he's just on autopilot. Like he sounds like he woke up from his nap and the sleeping pills haven't even worn off yet.
I know. And
He,
to me, Bill, this is like the NFL crying for like, let's remain relevant to whoever's hot now. No,
and,
no, get talent. Don't get jokes.
and you know what? There was another controversy. Adam Levine took his shirt off. Remember?
Oh yeah, I'm clear as day. Not only that, but get this. Remember this, Bill? This is the worst part of this whole thing.
What?
But I remember watching it clear as day, and I was like, why? The whole thing just was a blur of a mess, just a mess. And Adam Levine, like, and Maroon 5, like, it's just a joke of a performance.
Like
A joke.
Adam
And plus,
Levine taking his shirt off.
I've seen Maroon 5 live too.
And how are they live?
They were very when I saw them on my birthday, actually in 2018. They were like a rock band, like so much guitar live, so much guitar in their show, and it was non-existent in this halftime show. Like, why couldn't you just do what you do like at a regular show for Maroon 5 with guitars and you have like the drum solos? Like they're a band, they're a real. But let's be honest, but this is an F.
Yeah. I like Maroon 5's earlier stuff. I don't like their
Yeah,
new.
same here.
But
First
yeah,
four albums.
this is worse than the Black Eyed Peas.
If there was like a double F, we'd put it there.
Like, and Adam Levine taking his shirt off, he probably even thinks the show was boring. He probably even thinks the show was boring. He's like, I got to do something to make this more interesting.
He just got so bored. It was just a
And the
boring show.
FCC act, and there were FCC complaints about that, by the way.
Of course there were.
Because people have nothing better to do than just sit around and complain. But guys, get a hobby, get a life, get a dog.
Get a cat.
Just do something productive with your lives instead of oh. And you know what? I just want to say real quick, because they compare that to the Janet Jackson incident. I'm like,
It's
no,
worse.
because it's Adam Levine. And like, I wanted to ask this when we talk about Janet Jackson, but do you think if this happened today, people really wouldn't give a you know what?
What if Adam Levine and Maroon 5 did it today?
No, no, like if Janet Jackson,
Oh, the thing with
the nipple thing, do you think
I
people would even care today?
think they would because there's probably kids watching, but that's me.
Yeah, I think you'd have those Karens screaming, think of the children.
Yeah, well,
Okay. Are you ready? Okay, the next one. J-Lo
2020.
Shakira.
What was it? Shakira and who? What was it?
J-Lo.
Oh, isn't she an actress?
Well, she's married to Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
At the
Well,
time, she was engaged to A-Rod.
oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Okay. I actually thought this was a fun show.
The Born in the USA thing threw me off.
Okay.
Like, I get they were trying to to protest something on national TV, but I don't know. That's just
The rest of the show,
it's forgettable for me. But
to me, I liked it.
you
I put it
you
in A tier, but we can compromise, put it in B tier.
put it at B. It was just it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. Put it at B. Yeah.
I personally liked it, and can we all just admit that J Lo still looks abs and Shakira both still look absolutely amazing.
Oh, for their age, yeah.
They look absolutely fantastic. Like they're like the Tom Cruise. They don't age.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
But
But yeah,
yeah, they
put them at
look
B.
they were fantastic, and they were showing off their culture with I thought that was pretty cool. So,
Yeah, it was not that bad.
but we'll put it in B tier. Okay, three to go.
2021, the weekend.
The Weekend. Okay, to me, this was a weird one.
It was very weird.
It
The
looked
lights
like
and
it was a
stuff.
giant. I looked like I was just watching a giant music video.
Yeah.
And listen, to be fair, this was during the pandemic. They couldn't have anyone on stage.
They isolated everyone.
They couldn't have people on the field. So I think they did with what they got.
Yeah.
I think they did with what they had.
Probably, yeah.
But I don't know. I'm thinking C or D. I don't think this was bad.
It was just forgettable too.
I don't think was this like Maroon 5 or Black Eyed Peas bad? No.
No. Put it at D
Okay, I'll put it high D, low C.
because it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like good. Like it wasn't like a once in a lifetime. Wow, I saw the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would give them credit they did with what they had.
Of course, given the situations, of course, with COVID.
Given the situation with the pandemic, they did with what they had.
Yeah.
But
I
it
got
was
two.
just weird, too weird for me.
But yeah.
Okay, two more to go on.
Eminem,
Oh,
and who else was it? I
this
forgot.
was Snoop Dogg, Snoop D-O-O-G.
Yep.
Da, 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 da. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and 50 Cent. Okay.
Uh, Mary J. Blige again.
Yes.
Strange.
Okay. So this is the thing here. Like what we said about Paul McCartney, for people like us who are big Beatles fans, we would probably
Yeah,
put this in like A tier, which we did.
yeah. The hip hop community got a big jump with this one.
And to us who were really, I'm not really that into hip hop.
Not necessarily me either, but
And you know what? I have watched it, and I think it's hard for me to judge this show because I'm not really a big hip hop person.
yeah. I mean, Eminem's the closest one I have. I mean, Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent. I'm like,
Like
not really.
I think they did good.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Did I think it was the greatest thing I ever saw in my life?
No. I remember clear as day, and I'm gonna call out my cousins on this for a second, who listen to my show and watch my show. They're like, dude, that was the best halftime show I've that's ever been. I'm like, have you seen Prince, U2, or Madonna or Lady Gaga by chance? Or Bruce Springsteen or Paul McCartney? They're like, no, those people suck, man. I'm like,
Now,
you're
listen,
entitled
if
to
you're
your
really super into hip hop,
yeah,
if you're really super into hip hop, then I could see this show being like if someone who's really into hip hop was here and they wanted to put this in like S or A tier,
yeah.
I could see why.
But
But
let's be real. It's like a B tier performance or C possibly.
I would put, you know what? I'm putting this at B
That's
because
fair. That's fair.
I actually thought for some again, I'm coming to this from someone who really doesn't listen to hip hop.
Yeah, same here.
So I don't want to be unfair and put in C or D because therefore I'm being biased. But overall, I think they did do a good performance.
I agree. Eminem's performance was good. A part of it. That's just one part of it. So yeah, let's put it at B.
Nope, nope, not S, not S.
No, definitely not.
Okay, our grand finale. Rihanna,
2023.
Rihanna.
Uh, this one was it was kind of for me personally, it was forgettable. It's not that I didn't like it; it was just forgettable.
Well, to me,
There was no like, I mean, the theatrics were there, but they weren't like.
I think this was just, in my humble opinion, JT, this was just a bunch of
Yeah,
missed opportunities because Jay-Z was there. He was at the
yeah, that's
game.
true.
It was, they did Umbrella and
That would
Run
have been
This
great.
Town. Like they showed him, I think it was in the first, second quarter. Like, oh my God, is he gonna maybe come in the halftime show? Because him and Rihanna have recorded together.
Right,
Like, is he
exactly.
gonna make an appearance on the halftime show? And he didn't. Like, I think it was just a giant missed opportunity. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
but you know what? I'll give this to Rihanna. She did the show while she was pregnant. So,
Yeah, she could say that her baby was on stage at the show. That's pretty cool. But I mean, but
but
but take that out though. What else you got? You know?
listen, this actually currently holds the record for the most watched Super Bowl halftime show.
Does it actually?
Yeah. And you know what? I don't know where to put this because was it U2, Prince, Madonna,
Lady Gaga?
Bruce, Lady
No,
Gaga,
no.
or Beyonce? No. But was it Black Eyed Peas or Maroon 5? No.
Put it at B.
B?
Yeah. Are you thinking B too?
Yeah, I was thinking either B or C. So,
Okay.
okay, that is all of them. So in S tier, we have U2, Prince, Lady Gaga. A tier, we have Bruce Springsteen, Paul McCartney, NSYNC and Aerosmith, Madonna, Beyonce, Katy Perry. B tier, we got Rolling Stones, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, The Who, J-Lo and Shakira, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent. We got Rihanna in B tier. C tier, we got Bruno Mars, Coldplay, No Doubt, Shania Twain, Sting, Janet Jackson. D tier, we got The Weeknd, the Disney Millennium Celebration, and Justin Timberlake. And in F tier, we got Maroon 5 and the Black Eyed Peas. Anything you want to change, switch, or do you think we're good?
I think we're good there, buddy.
All right, guys, tell us what you think.
Yeah. So
But this
you
is
heard
all
it here
just our
first.
personal opinion.
It's all our personal opinion. That's what we personally think about the halftime shows. But yeah. You want to stop sharing your screen for a second?
Yes.
Cool, thank you. But we want to thank you all for watching, listening, however you enjoy this. This is just our personal opinions on how we rank the Super Bowl halftime shows from 2000 and up, personally, and that's just our personal opinions. But if you are out there saying, "Well, you didn't include or you didn't think," just please let us know in the comment section below in our YouTube video,
Like,
or if you
hey, we actually think Beyonce is S tier. Then
more power to you. We don't
again,
care. It's fine.
what do we say? All form of art is subjective.
All art is subjective, people. We all know it. It's the truth. All art is subjective. Just because I didn't like Beyonce's halftime show doesn't mean that it was any bad or any good. It's completely up to you guys. So it's up to the eye of the beholder, if you will. But that's gonna do it for us, guys. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Bill did a great job with this topic before our the Super Bowl this airing this Sunday on CBS in the United States. To our out of United States listeners, I hope you enjoy this one as well. So, Bill, you have a
Don't
what is it?
forget to watch our SIN Super Bowl halftime show. I don't know, our Super Bowl halftime, our Super Bowl pregame show. I don't know what time it will be yet, but I'll keep you guys posted. I think we usually start about 2. One time we did did I ever tell you this? When we first started doing these pregame shows, we did a 5-hour pregame show one time.
That's a long time, dude.
Oh, we all wanted to kill each other by the end.
I'm sure. And it's over Zoom too, so you can't even kill each other.
Yeah, so that was the only saving grace for everyone because we tried to
Regardless,
do like what the networks do, but they have like performances and stuff. So
exactly. But we want to thank you all for watching, listening, however you enjoyed us tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. Of course, as always, if you like what you see here, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do this every Wednesday night, on Wednesday evenings, EST, um, Eastern Standard Time. And thanks so much for watching and listening. But for all of it, and Bill, who do you got for the Super Bowl? 49ers or Chiefs?
you're gonna have to watch the pregame show.
There you go. Tune into the Sports Insanity Network for all of your Super Bowl needs on Sunday.
And to hear my prediction.
Yes, he's not going to give away now. He'll give it away on Sunday. So,
All right, so
that's
stay
it.
safe.
Stay
Take care.
safe. Take care.